Hello, everyone, and welcome to TVO Digital Learning at our When Faith Meets Pedagogy conference. We are so excited to be here with you today. My name is Maureen Asselin, and I'm on secondment at TVO from the Halton Catholic District School Board. I'm so excited to present alongside Natalie Perez, and I'll let her introduce herself. Over to you, Natalie.
Hello, everyone. My name is Natalie Perez, and I am the Outreach Support Officer at TVO. I am also a secondary educator at the Dufferin-Peel Catholic District School Board, and I'm looking forward to this conference. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email either Maureen or myself. Our emails are on the slide, or you can send us a quick email at outreach@tvo.org.
Thank you so much, Natalie. It's so great to be with all of you here today. We're excited to be sharing all of the TVO digital learning resources with you. Just before we start, we want to take a moment and to recognize the land we are on.
So we would like to begin by recognizing that wherever in Ontario we are logging in from today, we are located on the traditional territory of Indigenous peoples. We want to show our respect for their contributions and recognize the role of treaty making in what some of us know as Ontario, still shared land based on treaty. Hundreds of years after the first treaties were signed, they are still relevant today, and perhaps now more than ever. It's important to recognize the importance of these connections. Please take a moment to recognize the contributions of the Indigenous peoples in your location. We acknowledge this land and the people because the first step to reconciliation is recognizing the existence of Indigenous people. We invite you to visit the link provided on the slide to learn more about treaties across Ontario. If you have input or insights you would like to share, please feel free to send us an email at outreach@tvo.org. Okay, so we would like to begin just by providing an overview of TVO's digital learning resources. As you see, TVO offers Ontarians a ladder of supports for all ages, from our youngest learners all through to adulthood. We would like to start off by showing this slide to give educators a better understanding of how TVO can support your divisions. Starting with kindergarten to grade 5, we have TVO Kids. TVO Kids gets children ready for school and life through free educational programming and games on television and online. TVO mPower is a fun and innovative game-based resource that builds problem solving, critical thinking, and math skills for students in kindergarten to grade 6. Now for our students in grade 6 to grade 10, we have TVO Mathify that provides students with a safe learning environment to develop their math skills, but to also access free one-to-one math tutoring with an OCT certified tutor. TVO ILC serves individuals who want to earn secondary school credits, gain an Ontario secondary school diploma, or upgrade their skills for employment. TVO ILC provides ministry-approved courses from grades 9 to 12. Next, we have TVO in the Classroom. TVO in the Classroom is an educational library that has over 10,000 videos and articles and games available. You can search by grade and keyword, and it provides educators with a new and interactive way to reinforce the Ontario K-12 curriculum. And last but not least, we have TVO Learn. TVO Learn is our newest resource to support at-home learning. It connects the power of all of TVO's resources in one place to provide you, the educators, and as well as parents, with immediate access to engaging activities and topics that are aligned by grade levels and subjects. TVO Learn also features a catalog of high school courses to support the grade 9 to 12 study, making it a great resource for a K-12 all through learning resource. So we would like to begin by providing a brief overview of TVO Kids and what TVO Kids has to offer. To begin, TVO Kids is committed to diversity and inclusion. Every year, millions of children watch our programming and play our digital games on TVOkids.com. And we're committed to ensuring that every single child sees themselves reflected in our programming. The audience, as mentioned, is preschool to grade 5. as well as kindergarten to grade 5. And in this section, we will highlight just a few series that could help supplement your at-school or online learning plans. So the first series we'd like to highlight is Indigenous Peoples Day. Here you will find a collection of Indigenous shows, stories, and games. The next series that we have here is called Wolf Joe. Now, Wolf Joe is a new animated series that is focused on a First Nations boy and First Nations teachings. It gives young Indigenous viewers a chance to see their communities reflected on television as Wolf Joe goes on adventures in Northern Ontario with his friends. Wolf Joe and his 3 friends, they become heroes like the ones in his grandpa's stories, turning everyday experiences into awesome adventures. The next series we would like to highlight is called Hero Elementary. Now, Hero Elementary involves a group of students, also known as the Sparks Crew, who attend a school to learn how to master their powers while exploring science along the way. The series gives children ages 4 to 7 the tools to solve problems by thinking and acting like scientists and sparking their natural curiosity and empathy. The next series we'd like to introduce is How Do You Feel? Now, How Do You Feel introduces children to the concept of self-care, as well as strategies for navigating mental health challenges. This series is hosted by Akin, who openly discusses his feelings and emotions with an expert and his young friends, all while pondering the question, how do you feel? And last but not least, we have Raven's Quest. And Raven's Quest is another series you can find on TVO Kids. It features first-person profiles of Indigenous children from across the country. Each episode showcases a different child and their unique perspective on their day-to-day hobbies, their talents, and First Nations, Métis, or Inuit practices. Raven's Quest invites us to learn about Indigenous students across Ontario and where they are from. These are just a few examples of many, and as you may notice, TVO Kids seeks to cast culturally diverse young actors, as well as those with a diversity of body types and physical abilities. Just a little tip, if you are seeking subject-specific content, you can click on the button above that says Explore by Topic to explore games and shows based on their subject of focus. You can also click Watch Live to see what is being played live on the TVO Kids channel. So if you'd like to explore more shows, more episodes, or activities, you can visit TVOkids.com or the TVO Kids YouTube channel after this presentation. I will pass it on to my colleague Marie, who will share a little bit about TVO mPower. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Love hearing all about TVO Kids and how we can incorporate that into our classrooms, virtually, online, in the classrooms. Thank you so much for sharing all our new shows. So excited about, especially Wolf Joe. Now we're going on to TVO mPower. TVO mPower is one of my favorite tools that TVO has to offer. I used it in my classroom with all of the grades that I've taught in the past. It is a free creative online game suite that supports the development of kindergarten to grade 6 math and STEM skills while fostering positive attitudes towards math at school and at home. It is designed and developed in partnership with Ontario students and educators. It is learner-centered, assessment-driven. It is based on our Ontario curriculum, especially our new mathematics curriculum from last year. It is free for all Ontarians, and most importantly, it is a safe play space for our students as they're playing through, either at home or online. There is no pop-ups. It's a safe place for them to go. Just want to highlight that when you are registering, please register as an educator. And the students, all you have to do is put their first name and last initial. And also, if you have your own children, you can always add them in as well. TVO mPower games promote social emotional learning in all of our games right from day one. It's always been embedded in all of them. mPower focuses on students' development and application of these social emotional learning skills to support their learning of math, while fostering that, good well-being and overall well-being and the ability to learn, make it fun, and really build the resilience and thrive as math learners. We use all of the documents that are here, the Ontario Math Curriculum document, the newest ones. We've enhanced our games to match that document. We also include social studies and science and technology. And we also always link back to the growing success documents and highlighting that we do have kindergarten math and STEM games as well. We're always evolving and updating. So it's not the mPower of last year, it's always changing. We have this for you. This is our curriculum overview, which highlights the curriculum expectations and the big overall learning goal, the big idea. And then more importantly, because we're so busy, where to find it in the game world and the location of the game. So it's great if you're only teaching kindergarten, you might only want to check out those kindergarten games. But if you're teaching grade 3 to 6, we have it divided by mathematics or by STEM. Just want to highlight here, this is an example from our grade 3 to 6 STEM world. We followed the STEM model, ask, imagine, plan, create, test, and improve. All of our grade 3 to 6 STEM games really align with the big ideas in science and technology through all the challenges the students play. So STEM games provide a sandbox simulation where players are offered opportunities to design and test. STEM games are designed to address concepts and big ideas appropriate for a particular grade. So you will definitely see students, they're open to all of the games, but it is grade specific. So if they're interested in teaching grade 3 science, you want to check out the grade 3 games. So this is an example on the screen of Lazy River. A lot of student choice and voices designed, and again, it is open-ended. Just wanted to highlight that there is a team behind mPower. We have a creative team that works with educators, with students, coders, designers, developers, learning experience designers. It's really neat to see how the game comes together from paper prototyping to play testing. In the past, before COVID-19, we would do it in the classroom, and this year we've done it virtual play testing and we were able to do play testing across the province, which was really neat to get the feedback from both students and educators. And the game is always changing and evolving. Just want to highlight our beautiful cast of characters. They've been created to represent the wide diversity of Ontario's population and really breaks down those role stereotyping. These have been co-designed with Ontario learners. We have had tremendous response from students who are so excited to see themselves in the game and say, hey, that looks like me. It's really in the small details that count, and we try to ensure that our students and Ontario families are represented in the game. What I love about it is every single character in the game has a name, has a backstory, and it's really neat to see how the characters, as they go through the different grades, also grow with the game. This is what it looks like as you log in as a student. So this would be for a kindergarten student. Just want to highlight that the students have access to all of the game worlds. There are 4 game worlds that they have access to. In kindergarten, the learners explore familiar settings within their local community in my street. For our grade 1 learners, they explore the community through the lens of a community service in my town. And in grade 2, probably my favorite one because they get to explore all of the global communities within the biomes in my clubhouse. And our grade 3 to 6 really has that video game feel to it. The learners launch into a more sophisticated game playing experience by embarking on various quests throughout my Ontario. And this is an example of what it looks like for our grade 3 to 6 world. So it is my Ontario. The students are in modern day province of Ontario and they get to visit through the different areas. As they play through the different math and STEM quests and challenges, it unlocks, and they kind of get the idea of what a modern job lens looks like. And we're always adding to our characters in the game, so staying up to date with what's happening. It is game-based learning, so the game focuses on certain math curriculum and also the different tiers within the grade 3, 4, 5, 6 gameplay. As the student plays through, if they're showing mastery of a certain tier, it will continue on. And if they are struggling at all, it will give you those scaffoldings, what you would find in a classroom. It's in the game world as well. Just want to highlight, this is where in the grade 3 to 6 world, where the students can create their own customized avatar. Players can choose from a variety of cosmetic and clothing choices to create their own unique look. Players will earn new pieces of clothing and avatar options by completing certain challenges, which is another incentive to replay the math games and deepen their mastery of these mathematical concepts. Here's an example of our grade 4 algebra game, but this game is actually in grade 3 to 6. It's called Cyber Siege. This is where the students, they balance the algebraic equation to ward off a computer virus. This was created way before COVID-19, but one of our most popular games with our grade 3 to 6 world, and other students are also playing it as well. So they solve it and they fight off the virus. So I don't know if they're linking it with COVID-19, but I love to see that. And that they kind of feel like, hey, I can do this, I can fight this. The one on the bottom is showing our financial literacy game, Food on the Move, and a lot of student choice and voices here where they can choose what they would like to eat. Not that we've been going out to restaurants much, but it's kind of neat to bring that authentic real world experience into the game world. So you'll see that throughout all of the different games. Just wanted to highlight one of our maker challenges here. This is where the students can also use their mathematical communication skills and add a reflection piece for their STEM. So here's an example of financial literacy embedded into one of the games. And they build a bridge, they design it in the game world. And this is an example of how you could extend it into the classroom situation. The one on the top was done at a virtual classroom last year, and the one at the bottom was done 2 years ago in the classroom. So it's how you design it in the game world and then actually design it in the real world. So really neat how you can bring the game into the classroom. Just want to highlight what it looks like for the Educator Dashboard and highlight all of the new resources that link back to the financial literacy strand. These are there if you need them for our grade 1 learners. Money Midway is our financial literacy game. Grade 2 learners, Go Be Gear Getter. And for our grade 3 to 6 is Food on the Move. So there's just some extra incentives there. You can link it to your Brightspace classroom, Google Classroom, Office Classroom, however you're setting up your classroom. You can just print them out and send them home as extra work. It's all here, but this is where you would go to register your students, manage your students. The assessment piece is here. Parent letters are here. The curriculum is here. All of the links to the game is here. So whatever you need. I just want to showcase what it looks like to add your students. So it's first name, last initial. So for Natalie, it would be Natalie and then P, and her username would be NAT123, and the passwords are editable. So if you have already passwords for your students, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, you as the educator choose the grade level that you would like them to be. Just want to highlight the access cards. You can print them out that way. You can send them through however you're messaging with your students. It depends on the level. I always, if I had an agenda, I would print them out and put them in the student's agenda. For my older students in grade 6, they would just write their username and password in their agenda or on their bookmark, that kind of thing. So it's quite simple to do. Just want to highlight the different assessment pieces that you do have access to. So there's a class report, and for me, I found the individual report more beneficial, and that way I had where the student was at linked to the overall expectation and where they might need the next steps. So that's all there for you. Also to highlight, there is a community gallery where students, that's for grade 3 to 6 learners, they can have access to each other's work and give each other's ideas or feedback that's available to you if you so choose. And just wanted to highlight what it looks like for our students as they log in. They do have access to all of the games. Say you would like them to only focus on STEM. You could just look up the STEM, or you can view all 66 games. Again, they all have different levels for the different quests and challenges, or maybe you're only focusing on algebra. So you might want to focus on our new game, Harmony Honey Farm. It's been enhanced for our grade 3 to 6 learners for the coding, matching that new coding strand. So that's there for you. And if you go in to register, please register as an educator using your school board or district email. Again, it's all free for you. It's there. You can also register as a parent. Parents do not have access to the assessment piece. So again, as an educator, go in and it's first name, last name, email, and then you will receive an email to authenticate your account. And that's it for TVO mPower. On to TVO Mathify, one of our other favorite resources we have at TVO. Basically, TVO Mathify, it used to be called Homework Help 2 years ago. It was refreshed to embed what students and educators are requesting now. It is free one-to-one grade 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 math tutoring with an Ontario certified teacher. And that's really what it is for the educators in the room. you have access as well. So register as an educator and you have a whiteboard. So just want to highlight for our students, it is a personalized tutoring and interactive whiteboard for our students. Educators use the interactive whiteboard. Now, what's amazing is it's for students in grade 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The hours have been expanded to meet the needs. So even if they're in your math class during the day, they might have access to, if available, the tutors are available Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And also on Sunday afternoons, beginning again in September. September 20th, we'll be back on, and they'll be starting Sunday afternoon shifts again for 3:30 to 9. That being said, the students themselves always have access to TVO Mathify. They always have access to their own space. It's their own locker, their own interactive whiteboard. So again, to highlight, the math tutors are online 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, and Sunday 3:30 to 9 p.m. on Sundays. Now, one thing I would like to highlight here is the students get to choose how they want to communicate with the tutor. They can log in anytime, and they can use a phone, they can use an iPad, they can use a computer, whatever device they want. A lot of students are using it on their phones right now, we understand, and they take a picture of the math question and upload it to the whiteboard. It is anonymous and secure, so that when the students register, they use a username, they register using their OEM number and an email, in the sense that in case they forget the password, they can get it back. The students get to choose if they want to use voice or chat. So we'll showcase a few of those in a moment. Just wanted to let you know, before it was only texting, and we found that students were really taking a lot of time writing out the math questions. So this way they have that choice, if they so choose, to speak about the math problem. It's sometimes quicker just to speak it out. Again, sometimes students will rather just use the text, and that's their choice. They can use it in their math class, at home, or anywhere in between. We have students using it everywhere. So it's great that they have access to it. Also, very similar to mPower, the very diverse avatars, the students get to choose whichever avatar they feel comfortable using. Again, the only person that will see it is themselves and the tutor. It's all anonymous, it's all safe, 24/7 for them, and the tutors are online again 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, and Sunday 3:30 to 9. Really shows the diversity of Ontario, and I love we've just added a whole bunch more avatars for our students. Sometimes students don't always know where to start. They're not sure, so we have created a question bank based on the current math curriculum for grades 1 to 8, but it's for 6, 7, and 8, and we're working on new questions for our new math curriculum for our grade 9 friends. This is what it looks like when you log in. There's the access, you can go right into the whiteboard and post your problem there and connect with the tutor. It always says choose a tutor when the tutors are online, or maybe if they're not sure where to start, browse the question bank. So there's many questions there matching the new curriculum. So this is what the whiteboard looks like. The tools are self-explanatory at the bottom. Just want to highlight again the camera option and the save button. The students always have access. They can go back to their saved chats or their saved sessions, or even just where they save their work. The tutors look like this online. They also have special usernames and also what grades that they specify. So we have tutors that are grade 6 and 7 and 8, and we have tutors that are 9 and 10. We have some that do all the grades. And sometimes what we find is students will respond to certain tutors and they'll mark them as their favorites and go back. So if there's a green check mark, it means that tutor is online and you can connect with them. And this is the question bank that you have access to as the educators. You can go in and log in as an educator, and you also have access to all of the questions. So it is done by strand, but then some requests from educators said, could we just have just the coding questions or linear relations or analytic geometry? So they're all there for you to work through. You can also save the question and just load it onto a whiteboard and send that link out to your students. However you're sharing with your students, whether it be in a D2L Brightspace Classroom or Google Classroom, however you're sharing with your students, that's the best way to do it. And just wanted to show you an example of a grade 6 coding question under the algebra strand. This has already been done for you. What's amazing is if you've never taught coding before, it's a great place to start, and it's a great place for the students to see coding in action. So again, it's just the questions, and that's there for you to see. And there's many questions for you to choose from. Again, this is an example of one of the great features. So mentioned again, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday 3:30 to 9 by Ontario certified teachers. We do have the two-way audio, and this is where the student really does have that choice. So they might want to just use the browser-based audio, they might want to use a phone audio or no audio. It's up to the student to decide that. The tutor will, once chosen, will follow along. If it's in the chat, this is what it looks like for the chat. And just want to show you also what it looks like for them. This is like their My Stuff folder. So students can revisit anything that they've done. They can go back to any of the saved chats. And then also if they want to share something with their educator, with their teacher, they can load onto their whiteboard and share a link with their teacher, and they can show how they work through the problem with the tutor, or how they would do it, maybe preparation for quizzes, tests, whatever they're getting ready for. That's all there for them. So they can always share that out with their educator. And this is where you go to register as a student. They would need a username, password of their choice, grade, and the grade, they might be in grade 9 taking a grade 10 course. So really up to them how they want to label themselves. This is for our tutors. They'll see which grade they picked. Their OEN number is on their report cards from kindergarten to grade 12. It's the same OEN number all the way through. Again, the email address is optional. We will always suggest our students put it in case they need that, reset that password. And that's TVO Mathify in a nutshell. I'm going to pass it over to Natalie for our newest resource, TVO Learn. Thank you, everyone.
I always feel like I learned something new about mPower and Mathify, and the fact that these resources are free is simply amazing. Thank you, Maureen. Now we're excited to introduce our newest learning resource with immediate impact, TVO Learn. Now, TVO Learn was launched in November of 2020 and provides educators and parents with an effective way to help their student or child learn the grade 1 to 12 Ontario curriculum. TVO Learn connects the power of all of TVO's resources in one place to provide you with immediate access to engaging activities and topics that are aligned by grade levels and subjects. So as mentioned, all of the resources are curriculum aligned, they are advertisement free, and they're relevant for today's learner. They can help you supplement your existing learning plans and at school, online, or as well as at home. So as we see here, when we go to TVO Learn, this is a screenshot of the homepage where you will see a list of grade levels. Once you click on a grade level, you'll be taken to a subject-specific tile where you can begin to explore activities and resources relevant to each subject. Subjects covered include math, language, science, and social studies. This is an example of what it looks like when you click on grade 3 language. At first glance, you will see a curriculum overview and relevant curriculum strands. But as you scroll down, you will note that there are learning activities that are essentially guided lessons that are available to you and absolutely free to use as well. Now, including from our grades 1 to 8 learning activities, we also have a catalog of high school courses. So TVO Learn also provides educators with about 144 courses, grades 9 to 12 to explore. Now, the courses are searchable by language of study, so whether it's English or French, and it's also divided into grades 9, 10, 11, and 12, and as well as course type. If you are interested in one of the courses, what you can do as an educator as well is that you can select a lesson. So by clicking on the chain icon on the top right-hand corner of a unit, what you can do is select copy link. So for instance, if you were discussing the creative process in class, you can copy the link to lesson number 2 and share with your students for a deeper exploration of the topic, or as an additional reference piece to support their classroom learning. So teachers and students, they're invited to explore the courses to enhance, support, and consolidate teaching and learning. So all of these resources, grades 1 to 12, are available on TVO Learn, and the kindergarten resources are still in the works, but will be available as well. So the TVO outreach team, this is at the moment myself and Maureen, and we'd love to express that the TVO outreach team is here for you to support students, parents, and staff. We provide customized learning sessions such as this one, and we also have webinars available. So if you would like a session, or if you are interested, please request a session at event request. So it's bit.ly/TVO event request. We also encourage educators to download our PDFs. So we have a virtual supports PDF, which essentially lays out all of our TVO resources in one place. It's also an interactive PDF, so you can click on the logos and it will take you directly to the source. We also have a TVO Math and Coding PDF, and this PDF provides you with direct links to our math webinars and our coding webinars as well. If you have any questions or would like to provide us with any feedback, please email us at outreach@tvo.org. The team is here to support you in any which way, and we can provide you with more details regarding events if you are interested in a classroom session and a staff session, or even a parent session for your community. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you, Maureen. Well,